Hello everybody, my name is Chris. I am coming to you recorded with another pizza card using the Supremely Awesome stamp set from Stampin' Up. I'm an independent demonstrator from Worthington, Minnesota. If you would like to know any more about ordering or joining, please let me know. You might be wondering why I have these colors out. This might intrigue you even more. For a pizza card, well, pay attention. Here we go. We're going to create. For this card, we're going to use the You've Got a Pizza My Heart stamp, the large and small slices, and the utensils. So I've already gone ahead and pre-stamped this Coastal Cabana card base. So I just went ahead and stamped around in a different pattern. The small, the large, and the utensils. That's my card base. All right. We're going to set that aside because we don't need that for now. I also pre-punched and pre-cut. This is from Stylish Shapes, and it's about 2 1/8 inch circle. These two pieces are from the silver paper, and also these are both Melon Mambo. It's a retired punch called the Word Window. I free cut this from just a tiny scrap, and this is from a retired circle punch, but you may also have some circle dies that you could use. All right, so what are we creating with this? Let me tell you. We don't need that piece right now. First, we need these two pieces. So I'm going to start by cutting this one in half. And you can set that one aside because you won't need it unless you're making more than one card. Okay, I'm using my Mono Liquid Adhesive, putting a little glue on the bottom half. This is a good time to use the tacky end of your Take Your Pick tool. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to place this on here. Because it's liquid glue, you have a little wiggle time. So now this is approximately half Melon Mambo and half silver. Okay, I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue on that center line. Ooh, that might be a little more than I wanted. And I'm going to place this piece across the middle. Are any of you guessing yet what I'm making? I need to grab a jewel here. This might help you decide what I'm making when you see this tiny little feature. These are the red and green adhesive backed pearls, but there are silver ones in here. All right, so now I'm going to put a little glue on the circle. I'm going to, that's a little bit big for my little tacky. Going to attach this to the circle. Keep in mind that the silver paper is a little glossy, and so it will slide around just a little bit. So be a little, maybe less generous with your glue than I was. All right, that is done. Can you tell what it is? Isn't that just the cutest little pizza cutter ever? All right, we're going to set that aside and let that dry. And now we're going to go and work on the rest of this stamp set. Okay, so we're using the sentiment, You've Got a Pizza My Heart. I just had somebody the other day ask me how I line up my stamps so I know they're straight. Let me tell you, I am maybe not the most traditional stamper. A lot of people that I see stamping use two hands and then kind of eyeball it that way. I stamp with one hand most of the time, and I hold my stamp this way. So I don't really want my stamp to be straight lined up with my grid paper. I want it to be lined up with how I hold my stamp. So that's not what I meant to do. I want it to be, I'm going to use a larger block. That's why that didn't work. So here's my larger block. I'm holding it at an angle, and I'm just grabbing that stamp set. And to me, it doesn't matter if it's straight. So I don't know if that will make sense to you or not, but all right, I'm going to bring in my Versamark and my heat tool now. So with Versamark, there's a couple different things that are handy. For one is a, it's a chalk bag, and it comes with the tray, and it helps get the static electricity off of the cardstock, because sometimes it's a little staticky. Okay, you're going to use Versamark as opposed to any other type of ink. This is a clear ink. You'll see that it does not have any color to it. It's a circle, so I don't really have to worry about being straight, but I do want it in the center. Okay, and you'll see, that when I stamp that on there, you can see the image a little bit. All right. Next, I'm going to sprinkle some white Stampin' Emboss powder on here. I'm going to shake off the majority. And now I'm going to come in with the brush that comes with this set, and this will help me get off any of the excess powder that still sort of stuck around, even though I had used the buddy. I wanted to put a little more on there so it's a little whiter. Okay, so I just reapplied that powder. Again, I'm going to try to, if there's a little left on here, it's okay. It's a homemade card, right? All right, after I emboss this, I'll show you what I'm going to do with this tray. All right, so let me set that off to the side. Now I'm going to bring in my heat tool. I'm going to warm this up just a little bit. And I'm going to grab a clothespin. And let me grab this with a clothespin so I don't burn my hand. Hopefully you can still hear me. You might be able to see this turn live, or as live as this can be. See how it's turning? See shiny white? This never disappoints me, and always surprises me how cool that is. And then as soon as it's cool, it's dry. Isn't that cool? Heat embossing. All right, so let me set that aside and show you now. So in my tray here, I have all this excess embossing powder, and I don't want to waste any of it. And so this tray comes with a little funnel on the bottom. And so I can put all of that right back in for the next time that I want to emboss. Okay, I'll clean that up a little bit better before I put it away, but there's enough powder in here to last my lifetime. All right, so now I'm going to just shake off this paper. There's always a little bit of residue. Get all my pieces back up here. And I don't really need that one. Anyway, this is drying nicely. All right, and the last thing that I need is just a scrap of white cardstock. And on this one, I'm going to clean off using my chamois so that there's no Versamark left on there. And now I'm going to stamp this with Coastal Cabana. And this time I just need the word pizza. So if your piece of cardstock isn't wide enough, don't worry, because we're going to be cutting all of that off. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off the top. I know this is off camera. Trimming off the words, "You got a," and trimming off the words, "my heart." So I just have the word pizza left. All right. Now I'm going to bring in everything to assemble. I'm going to be using dimensionals, that background that I made off of camera, my pizza roller, that, and I'm also going to be using 2 thin strips of vellum. All right, here we go. Let's assemble. I'm going to be using liquid glue for parts of this. Okay, so the circle with the embossed greeting is going right here, center top quadrant of my card. Now it would be fine just like that. There's something sticky on here, but I wanted to pop up this and I wanted to add a little bit of vellum. So I'm going to take these 2 vellum pieces and I'm just going to trim off the ends and about the same angle on both ends. Not critical. All right, so let's first attach these, and they're going right over the word pizza. Just giving it another little layer of interest. Okay, they're both going the same direction, but I am offsetting them a little bit. Be sure not to cover up any of the letters there. Okay, next, you know what? Those are not centered very well. I have a little bit of time to move that over. I think that's better. Okay, then this is going to go on here, and this needs to be trimmed a little bit. It's just a little too long. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off both ends. There we go. That is going to be better. And I'm going to put dimensionals on the back. I'm using my favorite tool, which is my Take Your Pick. I'm going to use 2 of these large. This is what I love so much about Take Your Pick. It just pulls those right off. And now I can put those, you know what, these are still not straight, you guys. I'm still got some forgiveness there. I'm gonna add a little more glue. Okay, let me get these on straight. There we go, that's better. All right, now I've got my word pizza going right over the top with just a little bit of that detail around the outside. All right, let's get our pizza slicer on here now. So I'm gonna need some small ones on the handle and a large one right there. Grab those waxy pieces right off. And I could put my pizza slicer pretty much anywhere on this card. Let's just go right about there. You can see that my glue went over just a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about that. All right, then I'm going to bring in a little bit more of the Melon Mambo. These are glossy dots in a variety of sizes. I already have a few pulled out here. Okay, again, using my take your pick tool. This will work. Sometimes they're a little ornery, especially those large ones. Okay, let's just put one there. I'm going to use this end. Let's put one there. And I'm going to put this larger one right here where I didn't have the best stamp impression. We're just going to cover that right up. 3 is always the magic number. My signature is usually to put 3 in a row though, so this is a little different for me. You've got a Pizza My Heart. I think this would be a great anniversary card or Valentine or just a card for someone that you're thinking about. So once again, you will need the extremely awesome, supremely awesome stamp set, Coastal Cabana cardstock, Melon Mambo cardstock, some little scraps of vellum, some little scraps of silver, and a little bit of bling. And you'll have an awesome pizza card. If you'd like to order any of the supplies to make this card, please let me know. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon.